Not only did we sue today the city of Chicago, we sued the state of Illinois, we sued the mayor, we sued the governor, and we sued others. And let me be very clear, if you don't comply with federal law, you're going to be next.
Stop that right there. Good afternoon, peace and blessings. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. Today is Thursday, February 27th, 2025. Peace and blessings, everybody. And I don't know, man, maybe want to run that back one more time. That is the the federal attorney general, Pam Bondi. Let me go on here and run that one more again.
Not only did we sue today the city of Chicago, we sued the state of Illinois, we sued the mayor, we sued the governor, and we sued others. And let me be very clear, if you don't comply with federal law, you're going to be next.
Okay. Now, Pam Bondi sat up there and said she about to sue anybody that's a state mayor or governor, or city mayor or state governor that's going against federal law. Federal law is that we have a mandate by executive order for mass deportation. Now, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is going before Congress next week, May 5th, to defend his sanctuary city status for illegal immigration. And, with the lawsuit, it's also some other mayors that's going to have to go before Congress. And man, this is about to be interesting to see how Mayor Brandon Johnson is going to, along with other mayors of different cities that have sanctuary status, because he's not the only one, to defend his position. So I want to present something, and this is Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Mayor says he's preparing for tough questions from the Republican-led Oversight Committee. WGN's Patrick Elwood has more from City Hall.
We're going to remain a welcoming city and hold to our values.
Mayor Brandon Johnson today as he prepares to testify before a congressional committee in D.C. next week. He says he will stay the course.
I've never backed down in a fight.
Chicago has been a sanctuary city since 2012 under then Mayor Rahm Emanuel.
So we've been a sanctuary city since 2012. Very interesting. That's around Obama's second term. Just a note. But as you see, Mayor Brandon Johnson is doubling down on his sanctuary status to go up against federal law. Now, I've done several videos talking about this issue, so we're not going to rehash that. But you already know how I feel and Voices for the Voiceless feel about the sanctuary status. I don't understand why someone will be going up against federal law to this extent. And I already explained that as it pertains to Illinois, man, Brandon Johnson, you should have took a note out of, or a page out of Mayor Eric Adams of New York's book when it came to reading the room. But Mayor Eric Adams got to go down there too now. But yeah, as you see, Mayor Brandon Johnson doubling down. He don't have the same energy now that he was having before. Now it's getting real because next week he got to go before Congress and explain himself. Let's continue.
But in recent years, the number of migrants from the southern border has increased significantly, with many of them being bused here regularly since August of 2022 by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Many of them have left their homes due to sagging economies in their countries, conflict, or political turmoil. To be sure, in the last presidential election, this was a major issue. And once elected, President Trump wasted no time making good on his campaign promises dispatching Border Czar Tom Homan to Chicago to oversee the arrests and deportations of who they say they identified as violent convicted criminals.
Hey, promises made, promises kept. Trump ran on that. He said, man, and Tom Homan said, we are making Chicago the epicenter of mass deportation. And as you see, they came here. I believe they still are here. But what the mayor has done was to restrict Chicago Police Department and the county jail from assisting ICE to, round up these illegal immigrants that are committing crimes, because that's who ICE is targeting. So if a legal immigrant commits a crime, gets detained by police, instead of the police calling ICE like, hey, come get them, they only are able to keep the criminal illegal immigrant for such a short amount of time before they have to release them back to society, which in turn, ICE has to do what you see on the screen and go into the community and look for them. Makes no sense. Let's continue.
We're not sweeping neighborhoods. This is a target enforcement operation.
The Trump administration sued Chicago, alleging that sanctuary laws in the nation's third largest city thwart federal efforts to enforce immigration laws. Johnson accepted an invitation from the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, along with Boston, Denver, and New York mayors. Also in the feds.
Now, see, all of these mayors chose to be sanctuary cities. You got Denver to the far left, in the middle, you got Boston, and on the right, you got the homie, Mayor Eric Adams, which Mayor Eric Adams, to his benefit, has been having a change of heart, as you know, and been working with, Tom Homan and Donald Trump. So I think his visit is going to be a little different than the other three. Let's continue.
Crosshairs all over this matter.
What I'm prepared to do on March 5th is to stand up for working people. The city of Chicago continues to lead the way. Housing, behavioral health, when it comes to the education system, the way we are.
All of that sucks in the city of Chicago right now. The housing market is trash. Education is garbage. Schools, like Department of Justice, the Department of Education, where's the money going? And this dude is actually a former social studies teacher. So he, clearly you trying to cover up something when it comes to the Board of Education, because the schools are not getting it, and the education, you look at the statistics, man, we down bad right now. So I don't know what this dude, he's delusional. What you talking about, bro?
We are showing up in community safety.
Johnson says he has reached out to former Mayor Lori Lightfoot, former Secretary of Education Arnie Duncan, and local congressional reps and more. WGN TV political.
Dude, I've been told, y'all, man, Mayor Brandon Johnson, as it pertains to Chicago and Illinois, he's going to be the fall guy. All these people they just named, they ain't going down there to the conference with him. He going by himself. You going to be the fall guy, bro. I've been said that. And, hey, all them people you reaching out to, ain't none of them trying to take that trip with you, man. You going to have to explain yourself by yourself. You could reach out to all your friends and that gassed you up to be the face of illegal immigration in Chicago. None of them people trying to take that trip, man. They ain't trying to spend that block, because Pam Bondi ain't playing. And I would hate to be in your position right now to try to explain why you going up against federal law, and then got the nerve to ask for federal funding to borrow $850 million. You don't want to comply with the mandate of, the White House, but you want to ask them for $850 million to borrow it. When we see that Chicago was in $1 billion deficit, you got to be insane.
Analyst Paul Lisnick says the stakes are high for Johnson, and federal funding may be at stake as well.
He will be under oath, which means anything he says in that hearing can and likely will be used against him in a future court proceeding.
Now, I said that too. Like, this lawsuit is just to get information so they could possibly come with criminal charges. It's civil now, but this is to get information. Whatever he says, like that man just said, could be used later on in criminal proceedings. And that's exactly what Pam Bondi is on. If you know how to read the room, you would have seen that.
Politically, the Republican members of that panel will do everything they can to get him to admit or say things that would be detrimental to the city's position.
March 5th or any other day, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up for the people of Chicago as I've always done. And I can't say I'm looking forward to it, but
we know you're not looking forward to it. We know all them people behind you looking like, yeah, dude, you go on here by yourself and explain it. You the fall guy, bro. They want that mohawk down there in front of Congress on Capitol Hill. They want that mohawk, man. They want to see that mohawk on the stand and explaining all this trash you've been talking about, how you gonna stand up for the people. Now, you ain't looking forward to it? Of course not. Whatever got you over here going this hard for illegal immigration in the city of Chicago, man, you should have took note and read the room a long time ago.
I will certainly say that when I get there, who I am is who I will remain.
Patrick Elwood, WGN News.
Still talking crazy. Still talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, knock it off, man. Now, everything that we just broke that down, I done told y'all several different times. But see, now it's all coming to fruition. You know, everything that we said here on Voices for the Voiceless as it pertains to sanctuary cities and mayors that's trying to cap for basically going and breaking the law, because you know, if you harbor a criminal, see, this is where they got them tied at. If you harbor an illegal immigrant that has committed a crime, that's a major federal offense. And that's what they've been doing by not complying with ICE agents when they get these illegal immigrants that have committed crimes and release them back to society. So we heard it here first. That's going to be the basis of their lawsuit and possibly criminal charges. But yeah, man, I got another video here. You know, we got to dive into this. And these mayors, man, some of them changing their tune, man. It might be much too much, too little, too late.
There was other news this morning. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, one of 4 sanctuary city mayors, testifying in Washington next week to defend their city's sanctuary policies. House Oversight Chair James Comer will lead the hearing and called the mayors out on X, writing, quote, "The pro-illegal alien mayors of Boston, Chicago, Denver, and New York City have implemented reckless illegal policies that shield criminal aliens from immigration enforcement and endanger public safety." Chicago resident Kata Truss is the director of the Community Roundtable, and she joins me now. Kata, right now, your mayor is below 7% approval rating. That is one of the lowest, if not the lowest, mayoral approval ratings in history.
This dude approval rating is just going down and down. Before it was low. It was like 22%, and it went down to like 14. Now his approval rating is below 7%. That's unheard of. Dude, you should have stepped down a long time ago, man. Now you got all this on your hands, and next week, you know, you got to go before Congress. You couldn't read the room. I've been sending messages. I've been trying to fly kites. I don't want to see you, you know what I'm saying, in Capitol Hill and all this trouble just fall on your end, because I know it ain't just you, Brandon Johnson. But you did not take heed to the people. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? You just did not take heed, man. And you still trying to talk crazy. Jesus.
Who is he fighting for when the great people of Chicago have said time and time again that they do not want these sanctuary policies?
Well, he is fighting for the migrants. You know, those are the people that you see him standing up for. And that's right now who we feel like he's fighting for. Now, you know.
Exactly. That's the only people that you fighting for. Because everybody else, according to your approval rating, is against it. And even so much so that the federal government is telling you come and explain yourself in a lawsuit. It's crazy.
You know, right now, Mayor Johnson is on this tour across the city of Chicago, primarily in Black communities, to try to win back the voters that he has lost. I don't think he's going to be able to do that because as of yesterday, Mayor Johnson and City Council, we certainly don't want to put this on him, you know, voted for another over $800 million bond that's going to cost the city over time $2.2 billion, which basically
$2.2 billion, man. This man is trying to bankrupt the city of Chicago. I really think that he hates Chicago. $2.2 billion. And your proposal, you know, is just ridiculous when you do the math on what we're going to have to pay back. You done raised up everybody property taxes. If you go get a pack of sunflower seeds that used to be $2 for $1, one little pack that used to be 50 cents, is like almost $2 itself. This dude is made it almost unbearable to afford to live in the city of Chicago. He has. Let me stop that. But people have been trying to tell this man and tell this man and tell this man at these city council meetings. You know, shout out to Chicago Flips Red, you know, over there, bringing the smoke, giving warnings. And, you know, he just had a meeting not too long ago. Maybe, I think that was yesterday. Let's roll that clip of the citizens, you know what I'm saying, coming through. And now they got some words for Brandon Johnson. And I want to roll this and hear what the people have to say. Let's go.
Our next speaker is Mario Phillips.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't have a lot to say, but Doge, they recently reported an estimate of $65 billion in savings. And I know you go to Capitol Hill next month. If they would propose to you, we'll give you $20 billion to rescind the sanctuary city status, would you rescind it?
Well, no, it's not next month. It's next week. I think this was yesterday, so he said next month, but he got to go next week on March 5th with the other mayors before Congress.
Because $20 billion can be used a lot. It could be used even in a municipal bankruptcy, like Mike Duggan did in Detroit in his first term. So it's not about how long you've been, it's about the usage of it. Because in 2010, we was about $14 billion in debt in the pensions. Now we up to 33. That's almost a 300% gain. And I don't understand people don't understand how important it is to become solvent. Because if we default on a loan, the whole city falls. So that's how you restructure the debt, by actually dealing with it, because it takes a strong will to make a right decision. And that's what you're gonna need to do with that. Also, 1% of the city is 1% of the population works for the city. Us in the private sector, we shouldn't be subsidizing these pensions. We in defined contribution plans. You all in defined benefit. That means I can't retire when I want to retire if the market falls, but you can retire whenever you at will, and you won't even feel the effect of that. That's not right to us. So some of that money also, if they was to give it to you, you could lobby so they could change pension laws at the state level, so they could free us up. And another thing, what we could probably do with that money, if they did propose that to you, only like 1 or 2% of the schools have like HVAC, welding, or even electrician. It don't make sense for a kid to go to school for 13 years and not graduate with an income earning skill. Why?
Man, he cooking. He is cooking. And what we just said, the school system, he was sitting up there talking about, we leading the way, and the school system is top tier and all that earlier in the video. But like this man just said, these kids ain't really learning nothing in the school systems. Is trash. The equipment is outdated. So where all this money that you giving to the Board of Education is going, because it ain't going to the kids that's in school to learn. It ain't going to the infrastructure of the buildings. It's all beat up and tore down. You drive around Chicago, look at these grammar schools, man. It looked like haunted houses.
Why all the schools don't have dual enrollment? Why all the schools don't have more trades in them? It's 157 schools, and that's only 1% or 2% of them that can do that. So if they put that deal on the table, because you can see he's an administration that's willing and dealing and willing to negotiate, would you say, give me $20 billion, I'll take this off the table so we can help the city flourish? Because if we default, we already was in junk status in 2015. And some of the aldermen were here, and that's why we probably got our credit score low last month, because some of them here, you can't put new wine in old wineskin. You can't do that, or it's ruin the whole wineskin. So now you want to borrow another $830 million, and they just lowered our credit rating last month?
Yep. I said 850 million earlier, so he corrected me. It's 830 million.
That's not making sense. So if we're gonna kick the can down, it's gonna be a bigger issue later on down the road.
Our next speaker this morning is George Blakemore.
Brandon Johnson, Mayor Brandon Johnson, do not go up to Congress talking about sanctuary. You support the sanctuary. They will trick you. It's about the money. You have used some federal money for sanctuary. Now, I've been around for 83 years. Now, I've seen many mayors, but now you have a rating of 6%. So I'm urging you to don't let them trap you. And sanctuary. If anyone needs sanctuary, Black people need it. This is Black History Month. Our history, we are entitled to sanctuary for all the goods, service, contracts, and jobs. Mr. Blakemore, what makes the Black man so unique? He's the only man in America who was enslaved in America. Enslaved in America. So you are a unique man. So you must embrace your uniqueness. Now, everyone here, 99% of the people here, these alternate, are Democrats. Democrats. And now you go into another circle with Republicans, with Reverend Trump. Don't you go up there and with that sanctuary.
Man, old school got me over here, man, cracking up laughing. He funny though, but he cooking though. Old school say he been around 83 years. He done seen it all.
Where he's going to use another strategy. I'm just begging you, because you're playing a losing card. But even the people in the city of Chicago, they don't want sanctuary. They don't want it. Look at the empty seats. Look at the empty seats. They don't want it. We don't want it. So don't go there, because I'm so scared that you might be indicted. They started asking you questions about the money. Money is the root of all.
They go ask you about The money. They gonna ask you about the money, man. This man, Brandon Johnson. I'm gonna let it finish because you know I like old school. Let him finish his thought.
Oh, evil. So you would have to make an account of the money, and I don't think you will win when Trump started asking you these questions. So you know what happened to the mayor in New York? He decided to surrender.
Said that. He read the room. He saw the new regime coming in. He said, hey, let me go on here and jump on that, man. I keep telling you, man, you got to know how to read the room. Brandon Johnson, you ain't read the room right. Hey, Mayor Adams got to go down there too, but I'm pretty sure Pam Bondi is gonna be talking to him way more different than she gonna be talking to you.
And it's time for you to surrender and for you to smell your blood. You are a black man. You are a black man. You was a black man and a little black boy before you became a Democrat. You're still black, and racism is still alive in the city of Chicago. Embrace your black.
Our next speaker is Tawan Sims.
In my hand, I have an order of protection that was given to a Miss Deanna Williamson. This was last year we was talking about. Remember when I just kind of was seen to be freaked out? But if you was a constituent that was consistently ignored, so here's the number, 2024-OP07366. Her name is Deanna Williamson. She is the head of the domestic relations. Her and along with a bunch of cronies and also criminal judges, I've emailed to the committee about, well, some of the committee about, but these are people that's supposed to take care of you. But you, on the other hand, oh man, I was so happy to hear that you're going to Capitol Hill. I was so happy to hear that because here, now you get to feel what it feels like to have somebody with absolute, almost authority standing on you. And how futile your fight might look. But now we get to see. But there'll be no bonding you out. The 830 million we say no to. That way you get the wrestle from your vantage point, just like the rest of us out here. Because we got to deal with it, we got to figure it out. So you and your think tank, y'all can figure it out. And the American people can kind of sit this one out. That infrastructure, no infrastructure is coming to Austin, nor Inglewood, nor South Shore. None of it's coming those ways. We got urban up here, what? It's called identity politicking. Look at those poor black. But yeah, we divested, not poor, because we always gonna figure it out. We've been figuring it out for centuries now. But here it is, you wanna keep using that identity crap, talking about education. We got no education. Black kids are the least. Y'all talk about diversity, equity included. Not, oh man, none of us. It don't include us. Not our kids, not their future, no consideration. But y'all still arguing it because you want to still get the money. And like he said, you might not make it off the hill. And I've been thinking that with a certainty, you might not make it. They got, look, you think Vasquez, you think Cicho, you think any of them going up there with you? I guarantee you can offer them a free ticket.
I said that. Did we say that? Didn't we say that? And I'm happy that man called him out right then and there because they sitting right there. But you give them a free ticket. They ain't trying to slide over there and be fooling with Pam Bondi. Do that lady look like she was playing any type of games? Man, hey, Brandon, they talked. It's messed up when you lost the support of the people and the community. Because who you gonna turn to? You can't turn to your constituents because they ain't trying to take that heat. And the people ain't fooling with you because you jeopardize their well-being for illegal immigrants. You know, it's messed up, man. It's really messed up.
They're going to duck that one quick. And when Pam Bundy get down here for your corporate law office, the ones that, look, purposely denied me my constitutional right, I can't wait to see them wrestle with somebody that look. So, hey, I'm here. Y'all kick me out, but watch. You might not make it off the hill, Mr. Johnson. You might not make it off the hill. So y'all can subject me to whatever, but hey.
Hey, man, the people have spoken. Stop that. The people have spoken, and they've been speaking. And it's unfortunate that he wasn't listening, man. You know, hate to see a brother take the hit, but this is what happens when you don't listen to the people, man. The foundational Black American citizens in Chicago put you in office. They've been pleading with you for 2 years now, since you've been in office. Hey, man, we ain't feeling that. Hey, man, all these illegal immigrants, you giving them all the resources. You raising our property taxes. You know, all these budgets, everything going up just because you want to protect these illegals. If you comply with federal law, which the people have mandated, you will have the support of the people and the federal government. But you don't have none of that right now. And you are the fall guy. That gotta hurt. That gotta sting. And none of your constituents trying to take that heat with you. But on the other hand, on a lighter note, Mayor Adams in New York, his swag a little different right about now. And I want to just, you know, have something to laugh at right quick. Mayor Eric Adams and the content creator, shout out to Terry Time. Mayor Eric Adams, hey, drops the N-word in the middle of a prayer. His swag a little different right now. I'm just saying, bro. His swag a little different, man. Let's cue that up.
Look, man, stop playing with the King of New York, aka the King of New Venezuela, okay? Stop playing with Big Eric Adams, with Big E. Stop playing with the King of New Venezuela, okay? He's on his run right now, his re-election tour, you know, across the city. And he's telling ninjas, I forgive you for wanting to take me down. The same way Jesus said, God, forgive them for they know not what they do. Eric Adams says, I forgive you ninjas. God, forgive these ninjas for they know not what they do, trying to take down Big E. They don't know that Eric Adams got that MAGA stimulus package, got that MAGA get out of jail stimulus package, okay? Y'all think
Okay, so just a refresher. Mayor Eric Adams read the room correctly when Donald Trump, prior to him being, you know, he saw it. He saw that Trump was going to win the election. So around that time, back in October, November, he started changing his tune as it pertained to being a sanctuary city and giving all these resources to the legal immigrants in the state of New York. He started cutting off this, cutting off that. As a result of that, Joe Biden and his administration and his Department of Justice hit Mayor Eric Adams with 2 federal bribery charges on their way out the door. We already talked about that. And he took those hits. And now that Trump came in and Mayor Eric Adams of New York been sitting down with Tom Homan and speaking on the phone with Trump, those 2 charges since then have been dismissed. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't tripping on going to before Congress because he read the room. He did what was right for the people and the citizens. and comply with federal law. So his swag a little bit better than old Brandon over there. You know, he feeling confident. So this is funny right here.
Think I'm BSing. Shout out to my man Fantigi for sending me this on Twitter. Let me let this play for you guys right now, because some of you might think that I'm joking, but no. Big E, the king of New Venezuela, literally got on this bad boy and said, God, forgive these ninjas, for they know not what they do. Are you stupid? Think I'm lying? That MAGA stimulus package, that MAGA get out of free card, got Eric Adams feeling real good.
So this is a biblical moment. You know, when Jesus was on the...
Check out his swag, man. Check him out. He looked real confident up there. He looked different. Before he was looking a little shaky. Now he up there speaking with authority again.
Cross, he said, God, forgive them, for they know not what they do. All these Negroes who are asking me to step down, God, forgive them.
That MAGA, that MAGA get out of jail free pass hidden. He feeling like the Teflon Don right now.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to, you know, add a little humor there. Just wanted to add a little humor there, man. Shout out to Mayor Eric Adams, man. You know, I wish all the mayors well. I hope that they go down there and don't be stupid. Brandon Johnson, go down there with the other mayors. There's 4 of y'all, 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? All 4 of y'all comply with federal government. It would be the wise, smart thing, and the intelligent thing to do. And it'd be for the people. But I know, for some reason, I feel like they, especially Brandon Johnson, is going to go down there and do exactly what he said and try to get buck with them people. And they going to earth slam you if you do that, bro. But hey, what say you? Drop it in the comment section. Do you think Mayor Brandon Johnson should go down there and double down on, you know, protecting illegal immigration? Or do you think he should comply with the Attorney General, Pam Bondi? This is your boy, Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Peace and blessings.